Today we're talking the season finale of Real Housewives of Potomac. Stay tuned.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AfterBuzz TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
Just the souls here. Oh, you better take that picture, Shar. I see that.
Right.
Post that on y'all Snapchat. What up, AfterBuzz? This is your boy DJ Jesse Janedy here in studio for the Real Housewives of Potomac. I'm joined in studio by my girls, Shar, Jossell.
Hey, everybody.
She came in with that swoop.
Had to.
She can't wear her
time.
headphones because it's got to stay perfect.
No, I have.
It's a really important situation, we'll call it, after. Courtney Stewart.
What's up, y'all? Hey.
Let's talk about it. I don't know, it was kind of a meh episode. It had a nice little tie-up at the end. But,
yeah,
but honestly, the first 30 was kind of...
It was all over the place. The most entertaining things within the first 30 minutes was Michael's tacky joke about the sea urchin. When you have salty things sliding down your throat, and Katie was like, not today. And of course, when Karen was sending, what's her daughter's name? Raven off to college.
I can't.
And making her promise that she won't kiss boys because boys turn into the devil at midnight.
Just kiss them after midnight or kiss them at all.
Right.
She said on the first year, don't do anything.
Like, don't kiss them at all the first year?
That's what she was
Yeah.
implying, yeah.
So let's talk about
That's
Karen.
not even possible. It's college.
First of
you know
all-
how many people's mouths you're in college?
But how are you
going
going to say that after you just said last night I was offering Ray the feather? Like,
Well, because she's married.
girl, bye.
Please, not this week, guys.
Yeah, no one needs to hear about the
It's
feather,
so
Karen.
gross.
Because
I think
etiquette-wise,
you gotta-
I don't think you should be talking about that. You know, if you're on television, your daughter will be able to see it.
Well,
Maybe it's subjective.
it is. She wants her daughter to have like healthy fun when she's married, just not right now.
So how are your parents like, you go off to college, were they like, Karen, like, I have to see you as soon as possible, like, go get your life, I'll see you in 2
Middle child,
years?
honey. I'm a middle child.
I'm the elder, and my parents, they did the same thing with all three of us. They encouraged us. It wasn't like a rush to, and we're very close. We're a very tight unit. But my mom had that spirit about her. She went to college when she was 15, and she went across country. So she kind of encouraged us to. I think that's healthy.
My parents rolled me up because I went to a summer program that started before the actual school started. So they dropped me off. They prayed and was like, don't get caught up in no bull.
Yeah.
Basically. And prayed to Jesus and was like, deuces. And I didn't see him again for
I
like
think
4
that's
years.
healthy.
Like,
It's healthy. It's healthy. You
I
gotta
was fine with
let your children spread their wings. Because if you stifle that growth, you may end up with a 30-year-old in your basement. That may be your thing, but you know, we got things to do out here. We got dreams and goals to snatch.
Okay. She's also 18, not 16, so to feel like you're going to spend your 18th birthday with her as she's away at college, come on.
You out of line.
Come on, Karen.
let her get her buzz on with her homies. Like, in
Karen
somebody's
is out
dorm
of
room.
order. That's why you need to make sure you go far.
Strangers.
You need to make sure you go far. If I was Raven, I would have went far.
They got it
I would have gone to California.
Yeah, now she knows how to fly, though. She'll be like, boop, boop.
She'd be like, popping up to see you.
I
and
wish
shit.
Karen would pull up at the Van Nuys airport in her single engine personal plane.
Boys are reckless. What did I tell you?
They are reckless, girl. She ain't lying about that.
I was gonna say, no, that is the gospel truth.
Because I made my own rule. I didn't drink until I knew who my real friends were because I didn't want to be caught up in no bullshit.
I ended up at like the hospital the first week I was in New York. But my real friends took me to the hospital.
There you go.
All right, Robyn and Gizelle took the kids horseback riding. That was
Precious.
cute. They said there was this conversation that they want their kids to be around kids like them because the area they're in, there's not a lot of kids of color.
And I thought it was interesting how Robyn said that a lot of black kids that are raised around privilege, they end up being sheltered in like these private school environments and they don't end up knowing who they are, so to speak. Maybe, you know what I'm saying? Like a Ben Carson. So, I'm sorry.
Carson wasn't sheltered.
I know. That was just a little political
Like,
dig
he
because
shelters
he's endorsing
himself.
Trump.
He sheltered in his future
But,
life. But not when
Down
he
in
was
the
stabbing
basement, cutting
people
open
in
brains and
Baltimore.
stuff.
But yeah, so she was kind of like reiterating that, you know, you need to be around your own, kind of keep you.
I mean, yeah. In America, I think it's kind of important.
What
It
is your
is.
culture?
You need your culture.
Because that's how you end up getting sucked into respectability politics, and you get your feelings hurt because you think you the good black, and then you come across that one racist person that doesn't care that you were in private school and horseback riding.
'Cause you still
and then
just
you
black.
get exactly, and then
Yeah.
you get the shell shock. You get the rug snatched from under you, and now your feelings are hurt.
I was just excited to see black people when I got out. I was like, oh my God, there's more of us. And mind you, the college I went to still only had like 6% black people.
Ooh.
But my high school was so much worse. I was just like, oh my God.
I grew up in a mixed environment. I never craved, I guess because I had so many cousins and stuff, but there was a little bit of everything in my high school, like a little bit of, like every racial group and religion was actually represented.
Girl.
So I got a chance to learn a lot growing up. I'm talking about like kindergarten through senior year, and then for college I went to a HBCU. So
Well, K through 7.
I never had a shortage of black people, except for when I was in elementary. Like I remember my kindergarten class,
Where'd
it was
they
just
go?
me and no,
Where were they?
Just for those couple years.
They moved into the community. That's what I'm saying. Because in my kindergarten class, it was me and one other black person. Shout out to Toby, but it was just me and this
His name's
African boy.
Toby.
Seriously,
He was an African named Toby.
his name was Toby Adiami. Hi, Toby. We're still friends to this day. We've known each other since we were 5.
Speaking of 5, we saw Gizelle with the kids, and they were making like a dinner
That
because
was
Grandpa
so
was coming over.
precious.
I love her
I love
relationship
her
with the kids.
Yes.
Yeah.
Those kids are just adorable, smart.
Now I wouldn't
And
watch
funny.
a spinoff, but I'd watch
No.
a
God,
special.
we do not
I'd
want
watch
a
a
spinoff.
special.
I wouldn't watch a special yet.
Maybe a Christmas
did.
special.
Maybe next season.
I
like a
do.
holiday with
Then
the
I wanna
like
see them.
very kid invested.
I
but-
love her relationship with her daughters, and her daughters are just so smart. Like they're
smart
just
and
put
witty.
butter on the bread. Do you want it all over the bread or in the creases, mommy?
Spread it.
Just shove it in there.
They're just
And the fact
so
that they
cute.
all got that joke, the mom laughed with it.
They have
like-
so much pizzazz.
Yeah.
Like Giselle just seems like the kind of parent, she doesn't hide things from the kids. She explains it, gets them up on game.
And that's going to
Yep.
work towards her benefit when those girls start blossoming into young women in high school and stuff. I feel like that's really going to work to her benefit.
Do you feel like one of them might you? Oh, it
I mean, there's
almost
always
turned.
a rebel in the family. Come on now, there's always a
There's always at
rebel,
least
but
one.
So, but
I
I know all your tricks.
I
Or
feel
it could
like
be all 3. You never know.
I don't-
Two,
no,
two
I
of them
don't-
are twins. So
oh yeah.
but twins are very different just because they look
can be,
alike.
But they could rebel in different ways. One could be rebelling with boys. One could be rebelling because of school. Like you just don't know.
True, but they're still their own individual people.
Grandpa Curtis comes over and he sat down for dinner. I loved seeing Giselle's kids interact with him.
them,
Like it was
yeah.
almost as if like same attitude. They treat everybody the same.
Yeah.
He tells this story about Martin Luther King in this concert that he was around.
The
when they put
fundraiser.
on. And what did you guys think of that story? I thought that was. Listen, I don't feel like I haven't heard something like that on television. Someone give that kind of a story on television
About Martin Luther
like
King's
believing in
generosity.
miracles, faith, and like stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like on a reality show. Like I
think
watched too much Love and Hip Hop.
Too much love and hip hop. It's nice to see like
a
the
miracle,
because
joy,
on
and
Raw,
spirit.
we get her to hear about like the movement with Portia's family and all that, but it seems so misplaced because of what happens on that show. So it was kind of cool to like see somebody who's walked with
Yeah.
King and
Yep.
has an actual like one-on-one story. Like it's nice. I think it's beautiful.
It just reiterates what we knew about this man's generosity and his patience.
And then they quickly brushed off over the award that he had received. I guess that night. That's why he had came to dinner.
Yeah. And the kids still thought the story was too long.
Yeah.
Which
But
I appreciated.
they're kids.
They're kids.
Ashley and Michael, they're having this baby talk, which they marry. They live
And eating
together.
sushi and drinking liquor.
Very cute.
Sea urchin. Have you ever had sea urchin? Have
Yep.
you? Is it really as salty as Ashley was saying that it
It's
is?
pretty salty.
But it's edible, right? Still with a
think
little
it's
sriracha or
edible.
wasabi or something.
I wouldn't put sriracha, but yeah.
And this bitch puts sriracha on everything.
Not sriracha.
Hot sauce.
Frank's Red Hot, actually.
You know, oh,
Send me
you're
my
Frank's
check.
Red Hot. I'm a-
I do. I
I'm a
love
trapeze girl.
I
but,
love
you know.
Red Rooster.
Michael doesn't understand Karen. He cannot put it in his head to understand what type of person this is, how her brain works. Like he can't wrap it around. And I think Karen feels the same. Yeah.
I must have missed that part. Michael can't understand Karen.
Because
Was she still upset?
what she's so upset over.
Oh, okay, right. About the beach house and all that
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah, she was totally tripping.
And then we saw a quick I wish they showed a little more, but of the restaurant Oz.
Yes.
Welcome to Oz. And she tried to explain that one front area as if it's supposed to make you feel like you're sitting on the front porch of like a house. I was like, wow.
Well, Courtney, didn't you say it got bad?
Shout out to whoever in our comments left that article in the Washington Post about the couple, and I read the whole thing. It was great. They said that the restaurant opened to not so great reviews, and they've already changed chefs and making some changes. But I mean, restaurant business ain't easy, so it takes some.
It's lucrative if you get the formula right.
Yeah, and they said something. I think if I remember correctly, they need to they changed some of the decor a little bit because it was a little bit not quite great, but
looked like their house. It looked like 90s inspired with the wicker chairs.
Well, it was supposed to be on the outback.
If you have good food,
outdoor.
If you have good food,
then
that's
the
your
furniture
selling
don't matter,
point, right? Because I've eaten at some places that I didn't care about the decor. The food was so good.
Yeah. So they're working that out, but I hope they work it out. Side note, that was a really great layout of them. They had a lot of pictures, couple pictures together and stuff like that. That was a really great layout.
I never realized that they had that nice spiral staircase leading up to the rooftop until today. When Michael was walking up and Ash was like, "Give me a minute, I want to look my best for you."
Okay.
That's a nice place.
This is a sexy spot.
Yes, it is.
I like it.
Yeah, and then at the end they had said that the restaurant hasn't even broken even. But I mean,
to be
October
expected.
from here.
Barely
October,
been open 6 months. That's
and
not a
depending
surprise.
on where it is too. So all right, so then we get Katie, who Lord Jesus has just given her the day that she had asked for all season long. She's heading to the farm which her family owns.
I thought she purchased it to get away from the world. Yes. And, she got tired of people touching her. That's a direct quote. So
okay, Kylie.
She bought it when she was a model. And she has her little getaway farm.
Oh, that's precious.
But as a model, can you please change Andrew's shirt?
Hey,
that blouse.
Did you get it from Wasteland?
It was shrunken.
From Medea, from Brown.
It looked like it smelled like an attic or like a mothballs.
Yeah. And she said his jeans were too tight, but they look like straight leg.
Yeah.
All the way down.
I'm just about to ask this. Does he have a little stomach on him?
Yeah. I don't know. Probably like a little beer belly. Maybe. I don't know.
It's I'm not even going to go there.
No, there's nothing wrong with having a little stomach. I like a solid man.
I got a little bit.
A solid NFL player.
I'll take that too.
I was kind of weirded out because then I was doing something at the time, so I kind of lost track of the show. But then Katie's laughing pulled me back.
So irritating. Why was she so giggly the whole time?
Y'all know I can't stand Katie.
She sounded like she just came off the gas, getting her teeth fixed. I was like, why are you laughing? There was nothing funny.
No, I can't stand her.
They get married. They get engaged, and then she says, "Oh, so..."
She ruins it.
Yeah.
She ruins it by saying, "Now I don't have to give you an ultimatum." Who says
Engaged
that?
and marriage are two different... If he's saying this as he's getting up from the two knees...
girl, just be happy.
I know people who have been engaged for a long time. I know people who are in this very studio, who not in ours, but I'm saying that works throughout these AfterBuzz hallways that have been engaged for a long time.
Yeah, Kevin and Maria, 15. Well,
they weren't engaged though. Yeah. They just got engaged.
I know someone that was.
It's you get engaged when you about to get married. Why? Otherwise, y'all just dating.
Yep.
Just date.
Nothing's worse than a long engagement.
I don't believe in a long engagement. Your engagement should be long enough for you to plan your wedding.
Yep.
In general, about a year. If it's longer than that, you're dating. You're not engaged.
So 5 years totally out of the...
That's not even an option. That's not even an option. You proposed too soon, homie.
Why did you propose at all?
True. All right.
But I would still wear the ring. I just wouldn't call myself engaged.
Put on
a
different finger.
I'm not tarnishing my left.
I would keep my ring.
I'm with you, Shar.
I'll wear it, but it ain't going on this hand.
I'll be like Janet Jackson. Put that shit on my ear. All right. Come to Jesus lunch. So Karen is there with Gizelle, who sits in the center seat. Karen has washed her hands clean once again with Ashley.
Supposedly, yet you're still at this table to talk to her.
I loved seeing Charisse hungover, or just to rewind it really quickly.
At the beginning?
That was cute.
Yeah.
No one's heard from Katie. She was mad late. And Gizelle feels that once all the girls arrive, she said, "Okay, here's how we're going to do this. I have this reserve sign. So when we that's never going to work.
It's never.
It's like the speaking stick.
Exactly, from summer camps. Yes. That's not going to work.
Right. With your children, maybe, but...
It's not going to work. Like Karen said, not with this group of women, honey. That's not going to work.
Unfortunate that you cannot allow somebody to complete their thought and then chime in.
Yeah.
Well, girls, what did you think about Miss Karen going off on Ashley talking about, no, you know what? Ashley has a fascination with my daughter. Why don't you just let Michael stay in, ejaculate, procreate, and have a baby of your own? Don't dare put my child's name in your mouth again.
I was trying to be understanding of where Karen was coming from with her comment about not wanting her daughter to like befriend, so to speak, this Ashley.
Because I get that.
In her age, I understand
they're
that.
a decade apart.
In their age range, like so I kind of get that. But then she just
Are they?
took it
They're
all.
a decade apart.
Yeah,
Isn't-
they're
Are they?
less than a decade. They're like 7 years apart.
Yeah, Ashley's 26, right?
Yeah, so they're like 7 or 8
Oh,
years.
Skylar's
well,
18.
within a
Karen
decade
said
of
they
each
were
other.
10
But they could be in college together,
Yeah, they could be
technically.
like they're within age range, but at the same time, Raven is still a teenager.
Yeah.
So she's not really necessarily to be exposed, or I as a parent wouldn't necessarily want her hanging out with a
And
26-year-old.
it's different it would have been different if Raven would have met Ashley as a co-worker down at the pier
Right.
Yeah.
versus, this is my mom's friend
Yeah.
type thing. That adds a
That's
whole
a
different
little weird.
dynamic.
So I
yeah.
understood where she was coming from, or at least I thought I did, where she was coming from. But then she just takes it to the next level, like you're not a real woman because you haven't had a child yet, and like it just was too much.
That was
Karen. Like,
that was an
you were doing the
extremely
most.
problematic comment.
Well, so she tweeted something out where she basically said that my sister doesn't have children. I would never say that it takes away from.
But you did.
But that's exactly what you said. You said real women have children, and I know
what you said.
I know a lot of women who have children who ain't shit. So
Ain't that?
I do. I know I can count them probably on one hand.
I could use a couple.
But they are out there.
Oh,
So having children does not
Make you a
define your
real
womanhood.
woman.
It doesn't make you any more realer than the next.
Yeah, so for me, there was just like Karen, she's a fun character. She's going to be releasing her etiquette book. She's writing it now. But watching this scene, it just kind of made me feel like, at what age do you stop? Like, at what age do you, like, watch this back and be like, you know what? Like, that, I took it too far.
It should have been 15 years ago, at least.
I get that she's trying to make a show like she's doing a job, but
Yeah.
at the same time, her going after Ashley, am I the only one that this makes absolutely no sense to me? Like, I'm so team Ashley with this. I never thought I'd say that based on Ashley's introduction, but I'm so team Ashley on this. Like, you the one that's tripping. I'm chilling. I'm at the
Yeah.
table. I'm chilling. Like,
You're going
every
in.
interaction, the past 3 or 4 times I've seen you, not only have you been going in, but it's been without merit, and you've been doing way too much. Like, way too much. She has.
And her husband,
And
too.
her husband.
Like, I can't with the reunion
She's doing
next
way
week.
too much.
One of the
So-
sexual fantasy with all those girls.
7 girls.
No one.
No,
ever.
honey. No.
Especially
No.
Karen.
No. And then she starts
Michael
talking
would wear
about-
Karen's wig before he would fuck her. Like,
Probably.
stop.
Like, can I borrow that?
Ashley hits it to me on the head of the nail. She said, "You're insecure."
Yep.
Michael don't want your panties, and she starts laughing.
And you're trying to project something onto me. That's what I think at its core, that's what this situation is. Karen, I don't know if it's so much of an insecurity, but I feel like some may write. There's probably insecurity. Some may write, and she's trying to project
like
some,
almost like this is the show, and here come the younger girl. Like, because at first it
Yeah.
was Ashley, Katie, and it seemed like the older women, and then the younger girls. So I'm wondering if from that aspect,
there's a level of intimidation, jealousy. Something is there, though. And Karen's just trying to, I feel like she's trying to fish for something to make sense as far as me not like to justify her not liking
as
her.
hell. Like, I
Yeah.
think she's just judgy as hell because she's looking at her like, oh girl, you're not super smart. You married up.
You
and
do the pull-out method.
Like, she thinks she's less than her intelligent in terms of her intellect. She also thinks she's less than her just in terms of like existence, period. So I feel like she's just, and she judges their relationship because it's not like what she considers normal.
your
so,
eyeliner right now is popping.
Oh, you like
Sorry,
that?
I don't know.
Okay.
It was just like hypnotizing.
But yeah, Karen's one of those people that's like, oh my God, if your husband like likes to go to strip clubs, then something's wrong with your relationship kind of friend.
And I didn't
she would
like how
jump-
she was implying that
Yeah,
at the golf. I didn't notice that the first time
didn't
either.
until
They showed it back.
Katie. Right, they did the flashback. Like, you freak.
freak of them like.
But you the one talking about.
Feathers tickle. Ooh, away.
You know
We
what I'm
about to
saying?
walk around naked, and I was like,
everybody's freak status is whatever it is in their relationship, and you don't get to be judging her when you doing your
But
own
like,
ish.
honestly, think about what has Ashley really like. She twerked on Gizelle, which Gizelle later twerked on someone else. Like, Ashley really hasn't come out here and been like,
Ashley's probably more conservative in the
Than all-
bedroom than Karen.
Oh.
Probably. She's probably like, I sit on it, I put my mouth on it, but I won't let it go in my ear or anywhere else.
And Karen's sitting up there
Karen's like,
having
whatever
toe
you
sex.
can do, Grandpa.
Foot jobs.
Testing out the Nutella.
Like, you like that, Daddy?
All right,
Can you
Katie
feel
comes.
that?
She announces that she's engaged, and Robyn says that
She's in a bubble of love.
But I'm popping your bubble of love with a Black History lesson.
She's like, oh, here we go again.
And then Katie does the she doesn't care, and it turns into like that. Well, okay, we gotta separate Gizelle and.
That was another Parisian.
Yeah, Robyn.
Giselle-
Because I understood what Robyn was saying, but then Gizelle for me
Gizelle was
like,
not abiding by her own rule, and the rule reminded me of the episode of Martin with Shine-a-line when Shanae was trying to be an AKA or whatever that was, dignified women or whatever. You know, they talked in code back then, but it reminded me of I have the bell right now.
Let's do Katie and Robyn first, so because
Okay.
that's where it started.
Yes.
So Katie is kind of at first. Katie, I felt like had some good points, and
Robyn did
had some
too.
good points too. And then it fell off with the hypocrisy.
She said she was trying to show their hypocrisy by calling them biracial.
Which made no sense.
Yeah,
That makes absolutely no sense.
like I was with you, Katie, and I understood it, but
and this is when I fell off with Ashley because Ashley was like, "Oh, she getting deep. You getting deep talking about hypocrisy? No, baby, no."
Ashley just
That
heard a
link did
buzzword.
not-
hypocrisy. And she,
You know, it had 2 syllables, 3 syllables. You decided it was
Ooh,
something
she
that it
getting
wasn't.
philosophical.
I'm like, oh, that's so smart. You smart, Katie. You smart. No.
then Gizelle turns. I felt like she turned the situation because I felt like it wasn't consistent with what happened at the party, what she said at the party, and what she's saying now. But she basically said, well, basically, I felt Michael disrespected you, Ashley.
By smacking other people.
That was
on the
not
butts.
consistent because she also said the preface to this statement was it had nothing to do with white, black, gay, or straight. That is a blatant lie.
You know, you looked at it
That
and
was
said,
a
"Oh, what are you
blatant
white
lie.
men known each other behinds for?"
That was a blatant lie.
So did you
Giselle.
also look at for that to be a lie with Gizelle, for Robyn to keep saying like, I don't know that. Is that a white thing? I don't know that. Is that a white thing?
Robyn
like,
was-
don't you think that it's kind of like, I don't know, maybe where she grew up.
That's
but
why
I'm just
Katie
like,
said, "Ask a white man." Why are you asking me?
Well, that's why she asked you because you got a white man.
But
so.
I feel like every question can be asked. It just is how you go about asking
Yes.
it. And Robyn didn't ask that question in the most tactful or tasteful way.
But they had already determined by their judgment. They were like, "Oh shit, that's some white shit." Like,
Exactly.
So don't play like, "Oh, I'm
It
just
was.
asking,"
Yeah.
like
Right.
for sure, because like I don't know.
Right.
Do black people do white people do that? Like that's
She's
not
like,
where it
straight
came
black
from.
men don't da 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 da.
And she told on herself by saying that straight black men don't do that. This is a white dude thing. Like so, you had already made the determination,
Yep.
which is totally fine. Like I'm not necessarily disagreeing.
So
with
quit
you,
trolling me with
but
the
stop
question.
Playing like it's like a legit question. Like
Yeah.
you know what you were doing.
Giselle then stood up and pointed at
This would have been
Katie
so
and said,
boring
Hot
without
pink
Giselle there.
pants and
Yeah,
that
honestly.
glittery
This would have been
shirt.
so boring without her there.
you act like you have a problem with being black. And I do
And I
have to
agree.
say, well, see, I don't know, because I looked at it like this. Giselle said maybe deep and internally, but in the situation Giselle was saying, you said that you weren't black. She didn't say that. They
She
rewound
did.
the tape. She said, to me, I felt like Giselle's
Dismissed
asking
it.
her a weird ass question. Like,
She dismissed
we
it.
know I'm
Dismissed it.
black and white. Yeah. And Giselle
She
keeps
dismissed
holding on
it.
to that.
Well, no, I think it also came from because they also had that other conversation at something outside. I don't remember where they were, but they were talking about what boxes they would
Oh,
check and whether
yep.
she
The
checks
Jewish
what
one.
box and that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
So it's clear that Katie doesn't necessarily, and it's her total right to not identify just as a black woman.
That is true.
But
She
I
does
am-
almost allude to there's
the-
almost something. I don't
that,
want to
like
say
there's
wrong.
something like
but-
not okay about just being black. And
Yeah.
and we all, I mean, not we all, I can't speak for we all, but I can say that in my growing up as a black woman, I often am aware of the feeling that somehow if there's a little something else in you, that's the
Come
good
on.
part of you.
Come
and so
on.
that's why it gets, and that's why I can understand Giselle jumping up being hostile about, well, you act like you don't want to be black. Like there's something
Because it
wrong
might have
with
been
being black.
triggering
Because it's
based on
triggering.
Giselle's own
Exactly.
upbringing.
So it was much more
because
for
she
her.
might have been
being
called
questioned.
biracial. Yeah. Okay.
constantly being
Exactly.
questioned. So that might have been triggering to her.
I
But
see
I never thought about it like that,
can
Courtney.
see that.
But there is this thing in the community with the other part of you being the better
The better part.
So is that like
Just
where
like-
the Cherokee, like
That
yeah,
is
like
exactly where it
justified
comes
to kind
from.
of justify my
Justifies it.
blackness.
Yeah, and it's like that.
Like
thing-
I'm black, but my grandmother was.
Yeah.
Don't
So
get
even
it
the
messed
same,
up.
And
like, I
even
got
if you're
good hair.
Caribbean or something, it's
Good-
the same thing. Like
Good hair is
any
horrible.
little piece of something else that is not just Black American. Your people was just the slaves that were over here and whatever.
Yep.
Anything extra in some way is valued a little bit
Yep.
better. If you're a little bit Trini, like that's something different. Like
Yep.
you're not just Black from America.
Makes you
So
exotic.
It makes you exotic, and
then
it
the
makes
whole
you-
good hair thing is just, if you have not seen Chris Rock's documentary Good Hair, you need to check it out, because that term is so problematic within itself. Because what determines good hair?
The best part of it, actually, I don't know if you picked it up because I had to rewind. I was like, what are they saying? In the moment where Gizelle stands up, Katie says, I'm not doing this here with you. We're at a restaurant.
She wasn't coming
Someone
to
in the
beat your
back,
ass,
no, but
girl.
someone in the back was like, they were going, we're outside. Actually, we're outside.
No,
Actually,
that
we're out-
happened because she
Who
said
said
you
you're
sucked
sucking
all the air out of the room.
And
Who
then
said we're
And
outside?
Giselle was
Yeah,
like,
she's like, we're
but we're outside.
That was Giselle?
Yes,
Yeah.
she actually said it. I
Katie
don't know
said,
if
you're a nasty woman. You're sucking all of the air out of the room. And Giselle was like, but we're outside.
Oh, I didn't look there.
Yeah. She said it like twice. The camera was on her.
Charisse agreed with Katie. She felt like Gizelle and Robyn constantly come at them with this race conversation, and
But the way she said it was her understanding of Gizelle and what's the other girl name?
Robyn.
Don't talk. Because she said it like, yes, you guys do bring this up often, and it could be seen as something that people
Right.
would take offense to.
Right.
Which is what she told
But Giselle and Robyn, I feel like they're kind of, unpacking some of the issues that they may have as far as being, lighter skinned black women.
Light-skinned black girls. And then they ain't biracial, so they've been on the struggle
exactly.
their whole life. Like, no,
They-
we are black. And all the black girls was like, but you ain't black.
You ain't
think
black.
you cute because you half white.
But we're not half white. Look at my mom and my, like, I can see it.
I totally see
I
that.
told you. Mama, look. you can
And
just
they're
see it.
in their 40s, so yeah, they were like
They're
growing
still
up in
unpacking
the
issues, and I can
80s.
see how women like Katie could and them could clash.
And Katie's
like that.
also a whole 10 years younger than them. So her like growing up experience was probably even
Mentalities.
more accepting than what they experienced, even if
Exactly.
they weren't they weren't
Yeah.
biracial.
And they're
So-
from different sides of the tracks.
Yeah.
Except for Giselle comes from a pedigree.
Yeah.
yeah.
And then Ashley is even
But
younger.
she moved
so
into
hers is all
Potomac,
good.
right? Katie's
Yeah.
the only one that was born and raised Potomac.
I'm just saying, like, school-wise, like, Giselle, I feel like Giselle was, like, at all black school,
Yeah.
inner city schools, and Katie might have been in the burbs type thing. So it's two different experiences.
So, they give us the picture at the end with what they're doing. So Charisse is
Which that
still not-
graphic looks so 2006.
Yeah.
Like, that graphic didn't give me 2016.
Well, it totally matched.
I
the
felt like it was
entire
like a
vibe of their
PowerPoint.
whole thing.
Yeah. It didn't give me,
I mean,
like...
they didn't invest a bunch of money in the potato mac just yet. They had to
I
see
Next
know,
season.
but it just was...
the girls didn't even invest in it.
I felt like I was watching like Netflix or Hulu.
But if it was too
Rojas
fancy,
season 1, like
How to Make a Murderer.
yeah, like it just was weird. The graphics. Sorry, that bothered me. But go
All
ahead.
right, so they
Jesse.
all picked a word, and Charisse picked happy, and then it showed us that Eddie's still in Jersey, and she learned how to doggy paddle.
congratulations.
Katie picked love.
And she got a new weave. Anyway, sorry.
I love Charisse with black hair. By the way,
She said that on Watch What Happens Live. Because when she appeared a few weeks ago, she had black hair, and they were like, she was like, I got a lot of feedback
from the
fans
show
about my hair, about my clothes, and so I took some things into account. I was like, good girl. Good.
I like her with the black hair.
the black hair is
I mean, she didn't
definitely
look bad with the brown, but
Katie's word was love, and it seems like she doesn't have it because apparently her and Andrew have broke up, gotten back together, but then Andrew said, I'm planning on getting married in June
2022, baby.
Jesus, where will
2
I
years
be?
after Kanye is president.
Oh my gosh,
girl,
2
bye.
years.
Or New York, because on the Next 15 reunion, New York announced her
wants to be president.
campaign.
Oh really? That'll be about 2 years
Congratulations.
after I'm in season 4 of my talk show.
Hey, speak it into existence. Karen says wealth. She's still dating Ray with the feather, and she talks to Raven 4 times a day.
That's a lot.
That's a lot. I don't believe
4
it.
times a
Mom,
day?
no. Well, she says she talked like
Well,
that. Maybe it be texting.
Or it could be Raven being like, can you deposit?
Yeah, because college. Come on now, like Sheree said to Portia, you're gonna deposit some money in Cairo's account. But that's
Struggling
too
college
much.
student.
That is too much.
4 times is a lot.
No
That's a
one
lot.
likes a helicopter mom.
Not at college, man. Just don't answer the phone. I wouldn't be answering.
Karen will be down there so fast.
Giselle says all. And really all she had going on was the Every Hue beauty makeup line.
And
she
I
has.
thought it was so random that they said she has no interest in getting back with Jamal.
Yeah.
Duh.
She said
like,
that all season.
I didn't even get an inclination that she wanted to get back with
Not
Jamal
even a
Bryant.
little
So
bit.
what was the point of post that? They were just looking for a bullet point.
They didn't have
'Cause
one.
they didn't- yeah.
Because there's nothing going on.
There's nothing going on. They were better off saying that her daughters are now entering the 4th grade. Like,
Yeah.
I mean,
That
Yes.
would have been more interesting.
Ashley said dynamic. Her restaurant Oz hasn't broken even.
It'll get
Okay.
there, girl. I'm rooting for y'all.
Yeah.
work
That article
harder.
was great. I
Look at
believe in
Oprah
them.
and the OWN network. Look at Jay-Z and Tidal. You'll be
Exactly.
okay.
And then we get Robyn, who their house got foreclosed. And they
Yikes.
moved into something smaller.
They said with an updated kitchen, though.
Yes.
That's a perk.
Congratulations.
She probably has an
You didn't need all that
island
house
and
anyway.
a gas stove.
Might have
and
some stainless steel appliances, maybe some granite,
marble.
You know,
I love a good kitchen.
And on that note, let's head into predictions. All right.
And now, your AfterBuzz TV prediction.
All right, so next week, the reunion.
I predict this will be the tackiest reunion since the first Real
Like,
Housewives of Orange County reunion.
Lisa Frank styled this whole entire
Like,
reunion.
It's horrid.
It's
not
glitter
horrid, but horrid.
everywhere.
It's horrid.
Doing too much.
It is glitter. It is sequins. It is
sequins.
wand curls and sew-ins
like
and
Kesha
earrings
just threw up.
and
Like,
it's awful.
ladies.
It's awful. And where did they even film? Budget.
You know?
Because I look at like the ballroom that the Atlanta Housewives are in, and they look like they're in someone's church reception hall.
but if you go back to season, they always
all-
start them up.
yeah,
in a
they
little-
start. Yeah.
Then you can work your way to
Then
the
you
bigger
grow up.
room.
It's fine.
Yeah.
But they're still in charge of their own wardrobe.
Yeah.
But you know that they do. Don't they do themes for wardrobe?
I mean, they could, but damn.
What was this one? Glitter? The rainbow?
I mean, fine, but
Love and hip hop.
right. Love and Hip Hop New York.
All right,
was doing the
so
most.
Giselle versus Charisse. They look kind of heated. And Giselle looked kind of surprised at Charisse a few
Yeah.
times.
we'll see. Who was peeing on the couch? Was that supposed to be Karen or Charisse?
Yeah, that
I
was
confused.
Karen.
Yeah. And
Okay, Giselle was implying Karen needs depends.
we get Ray versus Michael, and then Michael comes. Don't come for me, Michael. Men aren't supposed to come for the women.
Mole and all.
Girl, like, no one wanted.
But he made a point. I mean, if you really look at it,
It's crazy.
Karen is the polar opposite of what Michael is married to. So why would I be trying to, it
that's
did happen
never
with
an indication.
Yeah,
really.
because
I mean,
Maria
'cause-
Shriver and the maid.
Exactly, and he could have
With
totally
Arnold.
just been into the boobs and wanted a little like playtime.
Yeah.
Like who knows? But
Maria
no,
Shriver
yeah.
with Arnold and the maid.
But
That
he
happens.
didn't do anything to show that. Like if he
Right.
had showed up and was drunk,
It wasn't
and,
like this
trying
was
to touch
Apollo
on
in
them,
Kenya.
exactly,
Right, like dancing
then I
on
would
and
Jumping in
understand.
pools together.
Exactly. Then I would understand.
Smoking cigars.
But she's just taking it to the next level.
She's just
show.
looking for anything. Like I said, she's looking for anything.
No Andrew and no ring.
And then she starts to cry
Well,
Giving me
that sounded a little
great
ADR.
value Cynthia Bailey.
without the blended eyeshadow or the good
Blended weave.
Then we get Katie versus Robyn and versus Giselle, which I'm sure just all
the
race
same
issue.
story that we had at the table.
one big clusterfuck,
Again. I hope
like,
it's
I'm
only
like-
one. They didn't say part one, right?
It
Just
I
said
hope it's
reunion.
a
It should just
one.
be one.
It can't
It
be
better
two.
be just one.
It
I'm
can't.
hoping
There's
it's
nothing to
just
talk
one.
about.
Yeah, I'm sure it's just one.
Jesus.
Because they didn't say part one of the Potomac reunion.
Yeah.
I don't think.
Yeah.
And
And
this'll
Andy, you
be-
can't carry that for 2 episodes. Sorry, bud. Love
No.
you. All right. Well, on that note, we want to thank you guys for tuning in. Make sure you guys hit us up at AfterBuzz TV on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. You guys can keep in contact with me on social media at DJ Jesse J.
I'm at Shar Says So.
I'm at Stewart Starlet.
Boom. We'll see you next week for the reunion. Peace.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
See you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.